starting it up the movie here. Well, tonight, so we're talking about triads. Most of us we've been playing lots of triads, mainly major and minor triads, and then some suspended. So we got a major, a minor, suspended. I threw our seventh in there. That's not a triad. And then there's the augmented and the diminished, and that's it. There's 5 different kinds of triads. And let's see here. I'm going to try and as I talk. So the major, I'm just going to use C as the example. So C major, one of the first chords we learn, is the notes that we typically play are C, E, G, C, E for this one, but it's the C, E, and the G that make it major. That's your like recipe for your C major chord. Anytime you have a C, E, and a G in any order, you're going to have a type of C chord. And then the minor chord. So you'd have C, E, and G. That's your major, and then the minor would be C, E flat, and G. Now anyways, the reason C major is called C major is it has a major third, and C minor has a minor third, and how you get to your third is basically you got your root, and then the major is 1, 2, 3, 4 frets away, or half steps. So if you're on a piano, you literally would go 4 notes, including the black keys, and that's going to bring you to your major third. Now a minor third is going to be 1, 2, 3 half steps up, or 3 frets. Now wherever you start, if you start here and you go up 4 notes, you're going to have major. And here you go up minor. Then the other component of the chords is the fifth, and in this case it's called the G note. And major and minor have the same. A C major and a C minor is going to have the same root and the same fifth. Only you just change in one note. The E, you have an E for the major or an E flat for the minor, and that creates a certain type of motion that is true of, if you have D and D minor, it's going to be the same kind of motion. You have D to D major, you would have F sharp, D, F sharp, A, and D minor, you would have D, F, and A, and that's going to be the same equidistant. It's always going to be the same distance. That's what makes it major and minor. And then your next one here, let's see if I can do 2 things at once. It's going to be your, looks like I can't pull this off the desk. Okay, going to have to skip that. You know what, I should try and send this out as Nick can edit this part out while I do some stuff. So the next one would be your suspended chord. So a suspended chord is a C sus would be C, F, and G, because it's a root, 4th, and 5th. Perfect 4th, perfect 5th. So any combination of C, F, and G is technically going to give you your C sus. And most often, the sus resolves to a major chord. But not always. Sometimes it's actually cool to use it and just... Sometimes you can just slide it around. You have to get the right voicing. This one obviously doesn't work. But there are definitely plenty of them where you can just call it stacked fourths. But at its most essence, the C sus is a 3-note 3-note chord. And then your next one would be diminished. So a diminished is actually your minor chord. And then you flat it's called a flat 5 or a diminished 5th. So you'd have C, E flat, and G flat. And that would make your diminished chord. Now, like you can't really do it here because you're going to run into an open G. So you'd have to go up to your next C note. So like up here, it would look like this. And I think I have everyone's email. Anyways, so that's going to be a C diminished. Now a lot of times when I play diminished, they're a little tricky to play because you end up with, you might have to skip a string. So I usually do a full diminished or it's called a minor 7 flat. It's like a half diminished. Don't worry about that because those have 4 notes. But it's most basic essence. That's diminished chord is those notes. So if you're on C, you'd have here. Let's see if you got your C here. It'd be like this. Here's another shape here, which let's see. It's like a reverse D chord. Oh, actually, if you take your D7 chord down here and you take out the root, now you have a diminished chord. So this one would be an F sharp diminished, G diminished. So a lot of times on guitar, due to the nature, the way the strings are tuned, it's not to actually do like a diminished here, you'd have to do a 4-finger spread. So it's very most often. Anyways, it's a cool sound. And then the other chord is a C augmented, which is your major chord, but now you raise the 5th. Which let's see, would be a really oh, darling. There's a real famous augmented chord right there. So it's a raised 5th. So if you would have C, E, and G sharp, or A flat, depending. So actually, if you guys got your guitars handy, we could try it out. Or keyboard. So I'll kind of walk you through each one here. So I'll say the names and then I'll use the frets. So our C note's going to be on string 5, fret 3, our C, right here, and I believe that's middle C. Okay, so for your C major, you're going to have C, E, and G, or on string 4, you're going to have fret 2 and 5. So, right, so you're going to have 3rd fret on string 5, 2nd and 5th on string 4. And that's a major triad. Now this shape is completely movable. Any shape you have on a guitar that doesn't have any open strings, if you keep the same shape, anywhere you move it, it's going to be a major chord. You keep that same, one fret and a string apart, and then you got 3 frets here. So you got, if you go up to fret 5. Do the same thing. You'd have 5, 4, 7. That's a D major. Slide it down to fret 4. It's a D flat or a C sharp. So that's your C major shape. Now, C minor, you would move fret 2 to fret 1. And that's going to be your minor. Oops, so it's going to be our first and third note are going to stay the same. The second note's going to change. It's going to go from fret 2 on string 4 to fret 1. So you're going to have 3, 1, 5. Everybody want to try that out? Why don't we go around? We'll start with Sebastian at the bottom here. Oh, looks frozen. Sebastian looks frozen. All right, Chandler, you're not frozen. Why don't you try it out? So you got 3, 1, 5. So 3 on string 5, and then 1 and 5 on string. Or that works too, yeah.
Or which one do you want me to do?
Well, I was just doing kind of showing how it goes, because yeah, usually I do a completely different shape, but we're going from the C major, and then we're gonna flat the second to the. So a good way to do it is you're on string, you go, and then you just go, right? Just yeah. So it's very rare. Whoop. What happened? Chandler disappeared. Sebastian's still frozen. Jeff looks really relaxed. That's good. Okay, let's. Oh, there. Chandler, did you move?
I'm still here. I don't know.
All right, someone went away then. Must have been Rick. Oh, I wonder what happened to Rick. Okay. Yeah, Chandler, you got it. So how about John? So you got our C major. So our frets are going to be, we're on 2 different strings, but it's going to be 3, 2, 5 is major, and then 3, 1, 5 is minor. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Brent, you want to give it a go?
Sure.
So you got yeah. Oh, yeah, cool. Jeff, you got a guitar handy, or you just want to listen? Okay. Chris, you want to give it a go? That's your minor, yeah. Yeah, so do the major. So the major's 3, 2, 5. I think you got. Yeah. Okay. Sebastian, you're frozen there? Sebastian is not budging. I can't hear.
Is anything working on my end? Or
A little bit. I can hear you.
Oh,
Oh, there's
okay.
Rick.
Well then.
Sebastian, you want to try?
So
Our arpeggio is it's going to be. I can hear you. I'll be able to hear it. So it's 3, 2, 5 is the major. We'll try that out. And then the minor is 3, 1, 5. Yeah. So you got. Okay. So that's So let's go from the minor. Now we're going to go to the diminished. So we'll have 3 and 1, but now instead of we're going to have fret 4, because now our 5 is going to be flatter. So we're going to have very common in blues or jazz. So we're going to have fret 3, fret 1, and fret 4. Yeah. Sebastian, you want to try that out? So it's 3, 1, 4.
Sorry.
So it's fret 4 on string 4. Should sound like this. I'm not sure what you're doing there. I can't see you. I can. All right, let's Chandler, you want to give it a go? So it's it's going to be 3 1 4. Yeah. John, you want to give it a go? Yeah. Yeah. Brent? So you got 3 1 4. Yeah. Chris? Right. Okay, so I guess we put these three together. So you got a major. It's going to be 3 2 5, minor 3 1 5, and then diminished 3 1 4. That's kind of a cool sound. Chris, you want to do that one? So we got major, minor. Right. Yeah, okay. Brent, try all three. So we got major, minor, and diminished. Yeah. John, you're up next. Yeah, Chandler. We got major, minor, diminished.
I just need to keep myself unmuted.
Yeah. Sebastian, give it another go. So we're going to do all three of them. Major, minor, and diminished. Your audio's not coming through too good. Okay. Here, I'm just going to go on to Rick. You want to give it a go? So we got major.
No, I'm just going to listen. Thanks.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Okay, guys. All right, so let's go. So our next one is going to be suspended. So it's going to be 1 4 5. So again, sorry, 3. So our first note's always going to be fret 3 with a C. And so now we're going to go 1 4 5. It's going to be our suspended. So it's C F G or 1 4 5. Brent, why don't you start this time? We'll start in the middle. So it's gonna be. Oh, sorry, I said the wrong fret. Sorry, that was yeah. That would be Pink Floyd. That's a different lesson.
What's the frets?
1 3 5. I have number dyslexia. Just say I think a number. And, I think a number. I think a number, and then I say a different number. Sorry. So let me say it again. 3 3 5. So right. Right. 3 3 5. So C F G. Yeah. Yeah. You want to try it out, John?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chandler. Yep. Nice. Sebastian, so we got 3 3 5. So the first 3 is on string 5, and then 3 and 5 on string 4. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. 3 3 5. Chris. Yeah. So I think you can do is do like the major. And kind of with a lot of times if you're a lot of times with a sus, a lot of times people like if it's G sus, people will play a G chord against it, and that's usually can be a little doesn't sound quite right. Because you're gonna have a B, you're gonna have like a B against a C, so you're gonna have like so you have this kind of thing going on, which in certain jazz tunes can be really cool. But usually, if you do that, you want to throw in a bunch of other notes too. So it's usually either if it's a sus, it's not going to be major. However, a lot of times I'll do like a sus kind of sound against a minor chord. It sounds pretty cool. You've got a different kind of intervals going on there. But anyways, once you do that, now you're not in triads anymore. Now you're getting into chords with like more than 4 notes or more than 3 notes. Okay, and then the other chord is the augmented, which is going to be fret 3, fret 2, and fret 6. Or C, E, and G sharp. So, yeah. You want to try that out, Sebastian? So you got fret 3, our original fret 3, and then fret 2 on string 4, and then fret 6. Yeah. It's our augmented chord. It's a raised fifth.
Wait,
So
3,
you're gonna
2,
have,
6.
yep, 3, 2. So 2 and 6 are on string 4. 3's on string 5. That's it. You got it. Chandler. Yeah. Cool. John. Yeah. Brent. Yeah. Chris. And then okay, so that's the three triad shapes. So it's good to so now like on the C, instead of doing fret 6, if you want to do more of a chord shape, you do like 3, 2, 1. So instead of having that open note, here's your augmented sound. It's usually one of the first chords beginners play is that C augmented. Because you go, play a C, and they go, it's like, oh, cool, you know an augmented chord. And then they go like this. Oh, you know an augmented major 7th chord. Awesome. And then we go like that. But kind of a cool sounding chord is like C to like A minor. It's kind of a cool. It's kind of a cool little passing. So one of the things about augmented and diminished chords, it seems, there are exceptions. You don't hang around on them too long, though there are, like I said, there are exceptions, and I kind of keep an ear out for them because it's very when you add this, especially the diminished and the augmented, they don't pop up in too many contemporary rock songs, though they are very common in blues and then especially in jazz. But like, there's definitely Beatles tunes that use the Beatles have them in tunes. Anyways, yeah, I like. It's nice to throw them in. So I tried to pull this up. I actually made a printout here, which I probably should have sent to. Well, I didn't know who was going to sign up, but I think I have.